Nvidia just beat earnings again and the numbers were strong, but the part that actually matters is how investors are interpreting this report. And in this video, I'll break down the results and show you what investors across the internet are saying right now about Nvidia. So my name is Pierce. I'm the founder of investorwaves.com, where we track hundreds of investors across YouTube, podcasts, and newsletters and track their trade calls and if they're accurate or not. And currently in the top 10 investors on our platform have a 15% cumulative portfolio return just here in the last few months. So do go check that out. And we've also put together a report where you can see the 7 stocks to buy heavy going into December of this year. If you just click the link in the description, you can go check that out. So getting back into Nvidia. So just after hours yesterday, they came out and said that they had the record $57 billion revenue beat. As you know, they kind of put all of the bubble talk to kind of put that to shame as they come out with this revenue beat. And the founder, CEO Jensen Huang, actually said, as far as an AI bubble, he is not concerned because of the demand is exploding for Nvidia products. So revenue of $57 billion in the third quarter. That is 62% higher compared to the same quarter last year. And both the revenue and profit results beat Wall Street's expectations for quarter three. And this is largely due to its data center business, right? So the data center business specifically was up 25% and up 66% from a year ago. So 25% from the last quarter, 66% from a year ago. And they've kind of came out and said that the demand for AI adjacent products, whether that be GPUs or data center, basically it has come out that the demand is off the charts, and this just demand spans every market, no matter if it's modern day enterprises or supercomputing centers. The demand is overflowing for Nvidia lines of business, and they specifically pointed out the Blackwell sales, which are their cloud GPU, and Blackwells are sold out. And so this is just a huge sign for the market in general, right? When you have the leading company in AI, one of the, if not the biggest market cap company on the market, coming out and beating this, it in many ways it settles down investors who are kind of more in that fear and greed mindset of leaning towards fear, especially in the last week as kind of broader market pulls back a little bit for the first time since April. This was really important to see a beat here to renew the sentiment in the market. And this is a very good point here from Amit on an X, where he's basically saying, how can you have a company that cannot sell its product fast enough with 74% gross margins? How can that be a bubble? With so much demand, at some point, can you ask if this demand is real, or, you know, can they fake the earnings? I mean, obviously not, because the world is changing to AI, and it was good to kind of see some of that be put to rest this quarter, especially with the kind of coming out of Michael Burry saying he doesn't believe this is sustainable with the way that the big tech companies are depreciating GPUs, and a bunch of people like Peter Thiel coming out and selling the stock. This was a boost of positive sentiment for the market. And the markets are reacting, right? So Nvidia stock has surged more than 5% in pre-market trading today. And you know, you go and look at the chart here. This is for SPY, but you look for Nvidia, and this is on the weekly time frame, and it's trading well above its indicators, currently at $195 a share, which is up 5%. And it's held this weekly 9 EMA very well here, and it just needs to continue to hold this mark. It's been a good line of support for the past few months, and if it continues to hold that, then it's very bullish for the stock. And then you go look at SPY for a kind of a broader market look. This is on the weekly time frame. It lost its 9 EMA. Currently at 670 actually. It's up pre-market here, but it's going to be important to kind of hold this because it lost it briefly here on the lows. But if it can hold this going into today and tomorrow, that would be very good for the broader market whole. And I would say buying and looking for potential entries is back on the menu. So that's going to be the chart. And you've also got kind of the support from government, right? So it's going to be in America's best interest to be in lockstep and to see companies like Nvidia succeed, because I was listening to the Iced Coffee Hour podcast with Chris Camillo, and he was basically saying that they cannot allow China or another company to win this AI race. They cannot afford it. So they're going to do anything in their power, not only from a national security point, but the government wants the economy to do good because many of them are going to be up for re-election, and that's not going to be something they want doubts about from American voters. So the White House did come out and ask Congress to reject bill curbing Nvidia exports. So basically urging members of Congress to reject a measure that would limit Nvidia's ability to sell AI chips to China, which is just another bullish sign here coming out late last night. So getting into what investors are saying about Nvidia here on investorwaves.com. Basically, there's a lot of bullish sentiment coming out. We've only captured about 1 or 2 quotes on post earnings, but even before earnings, there's been some good positive sentiment building. We did have one from Stocks with Josh who said that he was putting a short trade call on Nvidia due to weakness a few days ago, which, if he didn't time that right, might have been kind of negative there. But this is a really positive reaction, and these were the numbers that Wall Street and the entire Wall Street was looking for out of Nvidia. So here Stock Movers says that this is really going to reinvigorate some of the AI trades that we've seen, and there's going to be a lot more confidence in this basket of stocks that people have been more skeptical about in the last few weeks. And here's another trade call here from Parkev saying he is buying Nvidia stock post earnings, and when he sees a great business at a fair value, he still thinks it's one of the best stocks you can buy right now, and it's one of the reasons he owns Nvidia. So he's rated Nvidia as one of the best stocks to buy. And kind of getting in here with another quote that came out a little bit before earnings, but they had the partnership announced, kind of expanded collaboration with Microsoft, and this expansion of partnership is what you want to see out of Nvidia, is what he's saying, and about how there wasn't really anything to drive the price up when that came out, but there is basically his long-term thesis is still intact, that Nvidia is going to develop chips, and not just chips. You got network solutions, software solutions, data centers at such a rapid pace that it makes it a sticky business, and he says it's exciting that they have all of that. And then you come out with the earnings and you have all the demand for those lines of business. So Nvidia is going to be bullish from Jose Navarro. So, and then you go look at the analyst ratings here for Nvidia, and you can see it's just buy and positive ratings across the board, with the latest one coming out on the 18th of $250 per share. And you saw on the chart there that Nvidia is trading about $200 a share right now, and there's not a single rating in the past few months below that, which is obviously a great signal for Nvidia. So let me know in the comments what you think about Nvidia, and I have the link to the 7 stocks to buy going into December 2025, where we've kind of compiled a group of quotes about each stock. So click the link in the description, enter your email to see that, and I will see you in the next video.